love to know that I actually live in here sometimes. I can hear someone pitching the next project over here. So I walk in here and they're like, oh, Michael, let's do another one. Yeah. Tim, let's do another one.
Here's a preview. Be warned, it's intense.
E aí, você acredita em fantasma? Porque depois de você assistir esse filme, você vai acreditar, já que nada como assistir a mais um longa do universo do Tim Burton pra você amar o sobrenatural.
Who's Beetlejuice?
Don't ever say that name.
Beetlejuice. If you say his name 3 times, he will appear. Beetlejuice.
The juice is loose. I'm gonna make you so happy.
É por isso que eu vim aqui pro México, pro tapete vermelho de Beetlejuice, pra conversar diretamente ali com o elenco e com o diretor. Será que você tem coragem pra assistir essa história de Halloween?
Spill your guts. Who wants to go first? All right, I will. See, I'm willing to do the work.
E pra me acompanhar nessa aventura, eu vou chamar ela, a minha amiga e apresentadora da Warner Channel Latam. Quer ver? Gaby Cam, Gaby Cam, Gaby Cam. Já estamos aqui? Olá! Olá! Muito que bem, agora estamos diretamente do além para trazer todos os bastidores desse filme. Estão preparados? Eu sou a Valentina Pulgarín e esse é o nosso Inside Warner Beetlejuice, os fantasmas ainda se divertem.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
I need you to help me save my daughter. But how do I know that you're gonna keep your word?
I swear on my dead mother's soul. Days.
I'm a little overwhelmed, but
Yeah, welcome to Mexico.
it's pretty intense.
I knew it would be pretty big, but not this big.
It's amazing. It's so touching, moving to be here tonight and to have all this beautiful.
Welcome, Tim. How are you?
It's quiet in here at the moment.
I know. This is Mexico. Welcome. Do you remember the first time you saw all these names together in one page?
It was the first time that it really hit me. I saw all our chairs with our names on them.
Oh my God.
I saw Monica Bellucci, I saw Catherine O'Hara, I saw Jenna Ortega, I saw Winona Ryder, and I saw Michael Keaton, and I saw Willem Dafoe, and I was like,
It's a weird mixture of the old and the new, and it makes me feel really happy.
So happy to be part of this amazing cast and to enter into Tim's fantastic, magical, poetic world.
Every single part of the afterlife was absolutely incredible. The waiting room, the hair, makeup, aesthetics. Anytime we did a practical effect and worked with puppets, it all was incredible.
I was having a great time every day. The script was very good, so we improvise all the time, but this script was in very good shape.
When did you realize you had just the right story to go ahead and give us a second Beetlejuice?
Well, that took 35 years, but
The living, the dead. Can they coexist?
Now's my chance.
Ghosts aren't real. Only gullible people believe that kind of crap.
Talvez você se lembre do primeiro Beetlejuice, de 1988, com Michael Keaton como protagonista. E ele transformou o personagem em um dos ícones do cinema só com 17 minutos de tela, tá? Agora pode ficar tranquilo, ele tem mais tempo de tela no segundo filme pra ser o fantasma mais politicamente incorreto de todos os tempos. E no novo filme a gente também reencontra a família Deetz, com a Catherine O'Hara, a Winona Ryder, voltando com tudo pros papéis de donas da mansão fantasma, mas agora com uma nova adolescente na família, interpretada pela diva Jenna Ortega.
It's kind of funny to see Michael in person and then to imagine that he actually portrayed Beetlejuice is like, it doesn't make sense in my head. Can you, all of you, kind of tell me the first encounter you have with him in character and what was happening, what went through your head, and how that changed the entire environment of the room?
I feel like I knew who Beetlejuice was before I even watched the movie. You know, you saw the costumes and you saw the way that people would dress up. So it definitely was a surreal experience. It felt like a dream. And Michael, so sweet and charming and relaxed about everything.
Really?
And you kind of couldn't believe it just happened.
Yeah,
It was like a little bit of a whirlwind. Like, did I make that up? which I think is actually really fitting.
Actually, he was so kind and so generous, so it was really easy to work with him, and it was already incredible to work with Tim, because their synergy was amazing through the years.
E vocês acharam que as surpresas tinham acabado? Claro que não, né, gente? Agora eu tô em Nova York pra conversar com mais algumas pessoas do elenco. Vocês acreditam que eu consegui conversar com a Winona Ryder e com a Catherine O'Hara, que vieram aqui e me contaram mais algumas histórias sobre os bastidores desse filme? Dá uma olhada. We've been hearing about Beetlejuice 2 for a long time.
I know. Well, there were always sort of rumors.
Yeah.
And then when I did Frankenweenie, which was, I think, 2010, I want to say, we were actually doing a junket.
Amazing.
He's like, come here. And he brought it up, but then he'd do something else, and then you'd know, okay, it's a few years from now. And then it was sort of, it got more serious in like the last 2 years sort of leading up to it. And then it was like, oh, wow, okay, this is really happening. And there was a script, and it was good, and...
Amazing.
Yeah.
Bob, you and the boys stand guard. Nobody gets through. Let's go, honey.
E é claro que um filme tão icônico quanto Beetlejuice ia ser gravado lá nos clássicos estúdios da Warner Bros. Em Londres. E acredita que eles eram vizinhos de set de A Casa do Dragão? E olha, uma coisa, o Tim Burton falou pra gente que com certeza vai continuar. Aqueles efeitos práticos que todo mundo amou no primeiro filme, eles vêm com tudo pro segundo e ainda mais bizarros.
The prosthetic special effects team absolutely killed it. Like, it was unbelievable. You could spin that person all the way around and there wouldn't be something out, there would be nothing out of place.
You want to touch everything, whatever it is, whatever the prop is. You just kind of marvel at it and go, God, this is so...
It also was really funny because it kind of felt like you'd see a Bob getting a drink of water and the stunt actor puts their head through the chest and is drinking.
Seeing someone with their head chopped off and like, you know, like eating a donut and stuffing it through their neck, or, you know, something you'd be like, but just like the average thing, like on set, it made more sense.
It's easier to work like that because, you know, you have real monsters to react to instead of a green screen. So for an actor, it's much easier.
You know, long-distance relationships can be difficult, especially when one of you is dead and the other's ignoring it for 30 years. But Lydia and I, we have a definite psychic connection. And I'll tell you something, she definitely saw me that last time. I felt a little tingle.
It's very rare that you're on a set and have to ADR a whole scene, not because there's a plane flying in the background, but because the guy who had been eaten by fishes, his machine is whirring too loud every time he gets excited, and you know, so you're having to redo scenes over again because the guy in the remote control was a little too loud.
Oh, that's great.
Couldn't turn the machine off, you know?
That's
practical
great.
effects.
Spread out there like it's so random.
You're that thing from my dream. Really more nightmare material.
I'm so happy to see you two in those new musical scenes in this movie. How different it was what you were imagining of the script of what we are actually seeing in the final cut.
I didn't know what to imagine. And then you get there and Tim's just, okay, here's what's gonna happen. It's like, wow, you really know. Okay. Okay, I was gonna go with you.
Yeah, I had already had a dance on a Tim job before, so I remember that just being so chaotic and stressful at the time and spontaneous that I saw this and I thought, oh, like, okay, here we go again. And there was a choreographer and he was lovely and helped us out and kind of, you know, threw out ideas for us.
It helped maybe to free us up knowing that we were possessed.
Yeah.
Because, like you were saying, when you dance, it's very personal, it's very revealing, and it's a vulnerable thing to do, dance. But in this case, we're dancing as characters, but we're also dancing. Beetlejuice is making us dance, so it kind of frees you up like, okay, people aren't judging my dance moves.
Yeah.
This is a demon is making me do this.
Pra esse segundo filme, o Tim Burton mostrou um talento dele que é escolher elenco, quando ele trouxe a Jenna Ortega, Justin Theroux e a elegantérrima Monica Bellucci. E foi com a ajuda desses personagens novos que ele escreveu uma história perfeita que merecia um filme novo do Beetlejuice. E tá tocando. Alô? É pra você.
You really care for Jenna's character a lot. You know, I mean, you cared for Winona in the first one, and you cared for Winona again, actually. You know, the brilliant Catherine O'Hara, you know, even then I go, yeah, she's nuts, but she's great, you know, she's...
Astrid! Stop
torturing your mother.
What is something that the person next to you in those chairs got to do or experience on set that you got a little bit jealous afterwards?
Delia has this art gallery, and it's just the funniest thing you've ever seen.
It's so good.
What was made, it's so stupid and beautiful.
Yeah, I wish people could see the catalog.
I was jealous of you screaming to the camera, you know? That scene.
Oh, the primal screaming?
Yeah.
Why? No!
Serena, what's wrong? Oh, I'm trying to capture the perfect primal scream.
Yeah. Those are amazing for me.
Oh, just the cool. Of course, Astrid needs to love her mother, which misses her father, all of that. It's all there. But you play it so dry and cool, and there's nothing dry and cool about Delia.
I know.
I was helpfully getting some boxes in town, then I heard you screaming. Are you all right?
It was Delia.
Oh, Delia.
I'm good.
I was nervous because I had like ideas for the character.
I know.
But I think we were both like, okay, here we go. It's kind of like jumping into a cold swimming pool. There's Rory. Or there's Rory.
Yes.
And I had to find sort of whatever that was. And Tim was really hilarious because there's sometimes where I was doing some very broad work. And Tim would be like, okay, let's turn the volume down just a little. Like,
and there was Rory and there was Lydia.
I was very, very nervous because I didn't know how is she hosting a show. Because it's like just the last thing I could picture her doing. Oh, is she just trying to get through the day? And then when Tim said the thing about just be really, actually, you want to help these people, you know, with Taco and what happened in their house. I just loved so much what Justin brought into it, because how would Lydia she's vulnerable. She always has been. And he finds he found her right at the time. When Justin came on, I was so
We
thrilled.
can see it actually on the screen.
Recognize this post. Never seen that shit before in my life. Or afterlife.
Delores, my creature, monster but creature at the same time. She's scary, but she's also funny, and she has emotions, and I had so much fun to create Delores, and I was really helped because I had 3 hours of makeup every day, and to get in these beautiful sets and to wear these amazing costumes of Colleen Atwood, and also there is this amazing scene when she accidentally wakes up in the afterlife. Then I had to learn an entire choreography, and it took 2-3 days to film it. And I felt a bit like a mime, like a broken doll, because this role is very much about body language.
Outro talento do diretor Tim Burton é a capacidade dele de falar sobre assuntos sérios como a morte, de uma forma leve e reverente. E é claro que a gente quis saber direto da fonte qual é o segredo para criar esse equilíbrio na tela.
I think Tim is such an incredible collaborator and so kind and so funny. He looks out for everyone, so anytime that I get to work with him, it's such a pleasure. I have so much fun. He's great at making everyone feel welcome and at home. And another thing that I really love about Tim that I'll just slide in is because any time that we have to do something in a scene, he'll do it for you first. So if he wants someone to dance down an aisle, he'll do the dance for you and skip and gallop. Or
it feels like you're getting together with your friends. You're like, okay, now I'll go over here, and then you do this, and then we could do, like it feels like independent. He's very much in there with the cast, like Jenna said, just running around and giggling, and he's got so much energy. Like I marvel at it.
The work of Tim touches all generations because the film is not just entertaining, it's also full of deep meanings because it's about life, death, love. So he knows how to create situations that are really, they can be shocking, scary, unpredictable, but also deep and emotional and funny. And all the characters have some kind of duality some way. And I think that the audience, even people that they love the first one, this one, Beetlejuice maybe goes farther in visuals and is a bit more scary. But I remember when I saw the first one, I really loved it. When I think about the dinner scene with Theo, or when we see the netherworld for the first time.
The living.
the dead. Can they coexist?
Where's Beetlejuice? Where's Beetlejuice? I would say is I would feel that it's more emotional to me, this one, and it's got more layers of emotion to it. And I think this has to do with life. I made the first one when I made it, and this one now, and what's brought to it is, for me, getting older and going through a bunch of stuff, kids and relations and whatever. It shapes you, it changes you. You go down different paths and different journeys. And so for me, and then seeing everybody again, and Michael and Catherine and Winona, it became a very emotional experience. So, almost like a method acting or method directing, you're able to use these emotions because they're real. And so hopefully you feel it in the film.
Confronting the unknown, conquering your fears. There's nothing harder.
Beetlejuice!
What the f?
Nesse novo filme do Tim Burton, ele convida a gente a ter coragem de dizer 3 vezes: Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Aprendeu? Então não esquece que o filme estreia dia 5 de setembro nos cinemas. Eu sou a Valentina Pulgarín e esse foi o nosso Insight Warner. Beetlejuice, os fantasmas ainda se divertem.